Are you giving me morning kisses? Well, thank you. You're such a good boy. I love you, Maxie. Okay, you're gonna have to get down so I can talk. Good morning, everybody. Box Bandy here. That's Maxie, my little Chihuahua mix rescue dog. So today I'm gonna talk about what it's like to be a nomad when you can't nomad anymore. Sorry about the lighting. This time of day, it's almost impossible to get the lighting right, unless I would be in a dark room. I'm going to share a little bit of background, very short, for those who are new to my channel. I'll try to be brief. I was the middle child of 5 children. I was born in Washington, D.C. in 1952. We traveled and lived all over the East Coast when I was very young. When I was about 6 or 7 years old, we headed to the southern states of California, Arizona, Washington, Oregon, mostly on the West Coast. We started working in the fields, and during those years, we traveled a lot. We were very nomadic, living in tents, under old paint tarps, out in the open, pretty much anywhere we could stay with 7 people living in a car. So we followed the crops, and sometimes the crop owners provided one-room cabins for families as a place to stay while they worked. So we went from place to place, cabin to cabin, campsite to campsite for most of my childhood from the time I was 6 or 7. That's how I became a nomad. And I spent so many years traveling, even when I lived in sticks and bricks, raising my 2 children and working several jobs at a time, trying to do better my life. I still moved a lot. So I've been a nomad for about 6 years. I left my husband out of an abusive marriage back in, I believe, September 2016. Don't quote me, I lose track of years, and that's the way it is when you get older. You forget exact details sometimes. Anyhow, so I spent the last 6 years pretty much on the road. First in a car, then in a travel cargo trailer, then in a box van. And for the last 2.5, 3 years, I've been in my box van. I've been doing YouTube for about 3.5 years. So about 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with severe hyperthyroid, and they decided to kill the thyroid, and they did use radioactive iodine. As soon as they killed the thyroid with radioactive iodine, I had eye problems. Never really had much eye problems before that. A little astigmatism, and I was able to see far-sighted or nearsighted. My eyes were pretty good. But when they did the iodine, the radiation, I developed bulging eyes. Sorry about the glare in my glasses. My eyes were protruding outside of the eyelid, uh, and it was bad. I looked like a boba eyes. So one year, during that, within a year of that, I started to have eye surgeries. I had a lot of other health issues during that time, but I had 4 major eye surgeries where they cut the bone all the way in the back and in the inside and outside of the eye socket. And in the process, was enabling my eyes to go back where they belonged. But I developed eye problems beyond that. So after the eye surgeries, I have dry eyes, and I have glasses that have prisms in them to keep me from having double vision. and my eyes are seem to be getting worse over the last year and a half or so. So they burn a lot all the time. No matter how many drops and medications I've had, I've done everything I can think of to help my eyes. So, needless to say, although I don't have very many fears in life, I do have a little fear of going blind. I have I can see very good, but I have not really good focus. And when I drive, my eyes get tired and they get really dry and start to burn and becomes painful. When that happens, I have to pull off the side of the road and stop driving for a while. Between my eye situation and I have a lot of hidden disabilities that you can't see. I know I look very healthy, but there are so many things I cannot do anymore. I'm 72 years old. So I am not able to travel as much as I used to. I can go a couple hundred miles back and forth. So I kind of stick to the Arizona area and sometimes go to California. I don't drive any further than California anymore. I just can't do it. I guess I could get to Nevada, and I don't think I would even try to get to Oregon. I would love to go to the Oregon meetup they're having with the uh, RV lifers and van lifers, but I just can't do it. So when you realize you can't drive that far anymore or travel all the time like I always did, you have to figure out ways to find happiness in your life without doing all the things you're used to. As a nomad, I want to be out there. I want to be out in the fresh air and driving around and seeing new places and meeting new people. Although I am an introvert, but I do enjoy people for short periods of time. So, as a nomad, when you realize you can't nomad anymore, you have to make changes in your life. And I've made a lot of changes in the past year or so. I moved into an RV park in my box truck. And about 4 or 5 months ago, I got this fifth wheel trailer. It's a 30-foot trailer, very nice Rockwood 2006, like new really. So I live in the fifth wheel and I camp and travel and meet people in my box truck. When I was out on the road all the time, I had plenty to do because I had to maintain my truck, do a lot of building on the truck. When I did my build outs and what have you, I would meet people. Of course, I'm a YouTuber. I spend at least 8 to 10 hours, sometimes more, on my channel trying to handle my 27,000 subscribers and trying to respond to comments and uh, put put out videos and try to give you good content. But as a non-traveling nomad, I guess I still a nomad. I still live on wheels. But as a non-traveler, I have to find ways to make my life interesting, and I have to find ways to do content that my subscribers are interested in, that help them, to inspire them to realize it's not over yet. I want to encourage people, and I'm struggling to find ways to do that. So I do have a lot of hobbies. Most of you know I played the ukulele. I used to play guitar. It became too hard for me with my arm, and my voice is not that great. But I do write songs, and I get the song copyrighted on the copyright.gov website, where nobody can take your music, even if they hear it. I would receive a commission off of any video that they shared my music on. If I know you, I don't have a problem with it. If I don't know you, I'll take the income. Not that it would ever be that much. Anyhow, so I need to really have a musician. What I need is somebody that is a musician that has a decent music studio, plays good guitar and has a good voice to really get out there and produce my music. I have now at least 4 or 5 songs, and 3 of them are on YouTube. And so that's one of my hobbies. I try to spend about an hour a day playing the ukulele and trying to work with my songs, but I never get them right. Never perfect, but at least they're copyrighted. So I do have other hobbies. As a solo person, it's harder to do things. Very hard. When you have somebody around you all the time that can help you, things like even holding the camera for you when you do videos, you would not believe how complicated it is for a solo person with nobody around to try to take a video. You're moving the camera all the time on the tripod, trying to get it positioned, do a little clip, run back and move the camera again. It's crazy. Anyhow, I also love to work on with wood. I love to build things. I love to work with tools. And I don't have the place to do all those things. So that's not easy. I used to make beautiful Venetian masks from paper mache, authentic, one of a kind Venetian style masks, like would you see in the Mardi Gras or Italy or New Orleans. So, but I can't do that because the molds alone weigh 30 or 40 pounds when I create a mold out of plaster. And there's so much work involved with that. So I find other things. I like to write. I create some poetry. On the spiritual side, I read my Bible and I pray and try to live my life in a way that pleases God, but I try not to preach on my channel. I also love organizing. I'm kind of a perfectionist, so nothing is ever right for me. I always want to change things, and I'm working on some changes in my fifth wheel, so that keeps me pretty busy. But it's not just about being busy, it's also about being happy and finding joy. So I love to get outside and do things with friends or even by myself, but mostly I'm by myself, except in the winter months when people come to visit. And then I get a lot of visitors all within a month or two. So that keeps me very busy in the winter season. In the summer, I need to travel and get to cooler climates, so then I can get a little bit more um, good video clips of scenic places and talk about the things I'm doing then. So I guess that's enough for content, but as a content creator, I need to put out a video every week. Otherwise, my channel will really slow down. I'll lose subscribers because I'm not consistent. I try to do live streams a couple times a month, usually on the first and third Saturday of each month. And recently, I did a members only for my monthly uh, members that help finance the things I have to use to do my channel. So I did a really fun live stream for the members only. I will try to do that periodically. I don't give my members very much. They know that. They still want to support me. So um, I try to do something for them. For one person, I don't really love to cook. I cook because I have to eat, but I don't even love to eat. So I do a few cooking videos, but not too many. It's a lot of work and hard to get the cameras right to do that. So I wanted to keep this video short, but I just can't cut it down much more. Um, so I hope you enjoyed this conversation. I'll probably do this kind of a vlog, whatever, um, periodically and kind of talk about subjects or things that I'm dealing with, and hopefully it'll help you. So thank you for coming. Have a great day.